I'm pressing the live button right now.
Welcome in, everyone. And if you could all make sure that your videos are on. Hi, it's so great to see you all. So many smiley faces. Okay, so thanks for your patience. And we're going to get started. So welcome everyone here in the Zoom graduation for CASA. And we also have our live stream that's up on YouTube. So welcome to our friends and families who are joining us there and supporting your loved ones today. So this is always very exciting for us. And we actually have two groups graduating today. So that's a total of 33 people getting sworn in and then going on to advocating for us. So I've had the pleasure of facilitating half of you. So it's just been absolutely wonderful for me to get to know you all. I've thoroughly enjoyed facilitating your training. Really appreciate everything that you've shared with your peers, or you've shared so much knowledge and your experience with everyone, and it's just been wonderful. And you've been great with communication, so it's really helped make my job certainly very easy. So what's going to happen today? So what we'll do shortly, you'll get sworn in, and then we'll have a few people from our CASA team who'd like to congratulate you. And then in the last sort of 30 minutes, you'll have an opportunity to meet your advocate supervisors. So we've spoken a lot about your advocate supervisor during the training, and today you're going to actually meet them and get to find out next steps. So I'm going to first pass over to someone you're all familiar with, Taina, who's been supporting my group and then facilitating her own group.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations. You've made it through and you're about to graduate. You've gotten a lot of work done, a lot of dedication, a lot of sharing, a lot of growth. So I just want to congratulate you. And I'm really excited to hear about all your advocacy, all the growth, all the support that you'll be giving these young people. I'd also like to prepare you for any tech things to be aware of. So our tech person for today is Emily, and she'll pop in her information at some point during the graduation. If you run into any issues, go ahead and reach out to Emily and get in contact with her so that you're able to pop back in and have access to graduation and be able to be sworn in. Soon we will do an official swearing in with Judge Arakaki. And during this time, we ask everybody who is not graduating to turn off their video and to turn off their, or to mute themselves. So turning off the audio so that everybody on screen will be graduating CASAs. And then as soon as the swearing in is over, you all can turn on back, your videos and keep yourself muted. And during this time, graduating CASAs will unmute themselves when prompted and really follow along with Judge Arakaki. If there's move forward to our next special guest. Our next special guest is Judge Arakaki. So Judge Arakaki has been on the bench since 2010. She is a dedicated public servant and is leading Dream Court at the dependency system, at the dependency court right here right over in Monterey Park. And these are young people who are vulnerable, but also resilient, who have been impacted by commercial sexual exploitation. She has been a big supporter of CASA of Los Angeles and has helped us graduate some CASAs in the past. So we welcome Judge Arakaki. You have the floor, Judge.
Thank you, Tina and Emily. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay, is everyone's audio? I know Emily's our tech person, so if there's anybody nodding no that you can't hear me, she'll kind of maybe help navigate you through this. Good afternoon. Like everyone said, I'm Judge Arakaki. It's a pleasure to see all of your faces. I really am so sad that we cannot do this in person. I know everyone says that on every single one of these Zooms, and you're probably sick of hearing it, but it's very, very true. We know that we love to go down to the CASA office because it's a great location to really get to see you, to meet you all in person, to shake your hand and to take that picture, right? But most importantly, it's because of the connection that we're losing. Seeing you on the screen is great, but really I would have much more been able to look you in the eye and really congratulate you and welcome you to our court family, because that's what we're doing here today. As was mentioned, I do sit here on the bench in the dependency court. I'm also the supervising judge of the dependency court though, so I don't just sit in Dream Court. I actually get to be involved with all of the courts here in dependency, both here locally in Monterey Park and in Lancaster. And on behalf of all of those bench officers, I really just need to thank you. And I'll even say on the juvenile justice side as well, because I know some of you might have the benefit of being able to work in those courts as well. Thank you, because we are so appreciative of your commitment to these kids. The reason I love doing this today is because I actually get to administer an oath today, or 2 oaths to you, that I take very, very seriously. I know that we kind of, we'll zoom through them in a minute, but they've given me a couple minutes just to say to you a couple words. And I'm going to just kind of go back to those oaths and say that we don't really often think about it, but when you're taking your oath, I really want you to understand that what you're doing is affirming to me your commitment to the children and the families of my community. These are my children. I see that as something that I really take very seriously. And I'm expecting each of you to take very seriously, because this is not easy work. What you are endeavoring on today is a commitment to a person, a human person, for as long as they need you, and oftentimes for even longer, right? A lot of these relationships, we know, CASA relationships with their kids can extend for years and years, even beyond the dependency or juvenile justice system involvement. And so what I'm going to just say to you is this: the commitment that I'm asking you to make to these kids will not always be easy, because I'm asking you to be of service to them and to all of this court community that is, we know, flawed. And so what I'm going to say is, I don't want each of you, and I tell all of the CASAs who come through my court in training, which I didn't get to meet a lot of you this year, but is that a lot of our children, I know that when you work with a baby, it's very different, but when we're talking about our youth, our adolescents, and our kids, these kids need you to be committed to them, because they will have days. You guys, for those of you who have children who are teachers or whatever, you've had those days where your kid will say to you, F off, stay away from me, I don't want to talk to you, and they're going to slam the door in your face, right? For parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, you've had those really bad days. And these kids are kids, and they will have those bad days too. So when they hang up on you, or when they say to you, I don't want to talk to you anymore, just stop. I don't, you're just a bug. You're nagging me, or you're not on my side. You don't get it. You're just going to be, you don't get me. I'm going to ask that you take a deep breath and you be patient, and you recognize that they're kids and they're challenging you. They want to know if you are in fact going to walk away, or if you're going to leave, or if you're not going to be up to the challenge of wanting to stick around and engage, because they're kids, right? I always tell, I know that Wendy brought up the other day that I always remind everyone that these are children, right? When you're that 16-year-old kid that you're working with though is 7 feet tall and, looks like a man. He's not. He's a boy. He's a child still, and still needs you, and will challenge you and push you just like any other kid would. And so what I'm going to ask is that you remember my words and say, this is just like Judge Arakaki said, because it's going to happen. And so I just am going to ask that you really take to heart the fact that everyone has bad days, including our kids or their parents or their caregivers, you know what I mean? And even the lawyers, and please be patient with the lawyers, because they are difficult too. How many CASAs come through my court and say, Judge Arakaki, that lawyer never called me back. My mom was a CASA, and I know that they sometimes mention the fact that my mom was a CASA and loved being a CASA, but would completely complain to me every week when the social worker or the lawyer did not call her back immediately. And I would tell her, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. Just be patient. Call back again next week, right? But it's just like anything else. So just remember, everyone's kind of going through it. We've all recognized, right, during this time especially, that we've all kind of had to go through it. But together we've gotten through it. And so I just really want to welcome you, thank you, and let you know how much we really, really are so excited to have you be champions for our cause, because we need all the help we can get, trust me. Okay, so with that, are you guys ready to take your oaths? Okay, great. I think you guys all should have the paperwork, but otherwise, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask that all of you that are taking your oaths, I guess, unmute yourselves, right? Emily, is that gonna be okay? We're gonna have everyone unmute themselves, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have all of you that are taking your oaths unmute yourselves. I'm gonna ask you to please raise your right hand, and I actually need to put my robe on for this.
If staff will mute their cameras this time.
And let's do this. I'm gonna ask that you all, like I said, raise your right hands now that I'm robed. I'm sorry. I state your name. Hereby swear that I will truly and faithfully perform the duties of court-appointed special advocate
Perform the duties of court-appointed advocate.
Thank you. On all cases to which I am appointed.
On all cases to which I am appointed.
That I will do so according to law.
That I will do so according to law.
The policies of CASA of Los Angeles.
The policies of CASA of Los Angeles.
I'm looking at all of you to make sure you're reading along with me, okay? And that I will always act.
And that I will always act
in the best interest of the child or children.
In the best interest of the child or children.
Who I am appointed.
For whom I am appointed.
Thank you. Okay. Now it's the oath of confidentiality. Okay, I need you to raise your right hands again. This one's really important as well, folks. Okay. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
To uphold the confidentiality of the information.
To uphold the confidentiality of the information.
Contained in the legal files.
Contained in the legal files.
And all other case information.
And all other case information.
That comes to my attention.
That comes to my attention.
In the course of my work.
During the course of my work.
Court-appointed special advocate.
As a court-appointed special advocate.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My work is done here. Please.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. We are really grateful to have had Presiding Judge Arakaki here to speak with us. We have a lot of other people that would like to speak with you as well. And the first person up is our Chief Program Officer, Megan Matic.
Hi, everyone. So Emily and Taina, this is the virtual handshake part that I've been so nervous for. So hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. So what we would typically do is if we were in person, we would all get up and take a picture with the beautiful certificate that you just got. You'd get to, say a little bit about yourselves, but since we're not doing that in person, we're gonna do it virtually. So I'm gonna call your names one by one, and if you could just share a little bit about kind of either how you heard about CASA or what you do in your day job. We'd love to hear all about you. And if you have any family or friends watching and wanna give them a shout out, we'd also love to say thank you to them for allowing you to be part of our CASA family. So congratulations everyone on graduating, and let's get started with this giant class of CASAs. And please forgive me if if I mess up any names, Emily and Taina made a beautiful spreadsheet with pronunciations, but this is all very nerve-wracking. Usually the judge handles this and they're very professional about it. So, all right, first up we have Alex Klugen.
Yep. Hi, good to see everybody. I first heard about CASA through a couple of family friends and from some people in my family who work in the child welfare system, primarily like on the legislation side. And I just have been exposed to it since I was a kid and always passionate about helping that community. So now that I have become a little more established in my career, I do strategy consulting. I've been able to not be on the road as much and actually commit to this opportunity. So just really excited to be here with everybody, and thank you for having me.
Congratulations, Alex. Fantastic. Alexis Benincasa.
Hi, everybody. I first heard about CASA. I was working for Bloomberg in a corporate job for 10 years. And I went to a volunteer event. We had a table at the event. I was so moved by it and I couldn't wait to volunteer. At that time, I couldn't do it. But now I'm a mom and my 3-year-old is starting to go to school and I have a lot of free time now. So I wanted to give back to the community and make a difference in a child's life. And I'm super excited to be a part of this and I can't wait. Thank you.
Thanks, Alexis. Alexis Wolf.
Hi, I first heard about CASA when I moved to Los Angeles. I was looking for different volunteer opportunities to work with. I used to be on the board of New York Foundling when I lived in New York, and I didn't even know CASA was a thing when I found this. And I've always just really felt like I would be interested in fostering or adopting when I start to create my own family, and thought this would be an amazing way to learn more about the system and give back while I have the time now.
Thank you so much, Alexis. Angie Gutierrez.
Hi, so I heard about CASA from a LA Times article on Instagram of all places. My day job, I'm a sales executive. I'm an empty nester and have a little bit more time on my hands. I love to volunteer. I myself was adopted and I just feel really passionately about paying it forward and paying it back.
Thank you so much, Angie. It's great to have you on board.
Thank you.
Anne-Marie Wright.
Hi, I found out about CASA at a party. Someone's mom was talking about how her volunteer experience, this was almost 10 years ago. And it's taken me this long to get around to actually going through the training. And I, like someone else, as like a stay-at-home mom, and now my children are getting of age where I have a little bit more time. And I'm looking forward to giving back. I also have an aunt that is a CASA. And I'd like to say hi to my dad. Thank you.
Thanks, Anne-Marie and Dad. Ashley Tripolsi.
Hi. I first heard about CASA when I was volunteering at Girls Inc. And I wanted to, after the school year ended, I wanted to look for something else to do. And I actually started in San Francisco. And then when my job moved me down here, we started the process. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting again.
Great, happy to have you in SoCal. Bruce Breslau.
Hi there. CASA's headquarters in Monterey Park is about a mile from my in-laws. So when my husband Eric and I would drive there, I'd always see this building. A good friend of mine from high school, Deb Oppenheimer, produced a documentary a few years ago called Foster. And they got me interested into the foster care system. My husband and I have always done a lot of volunteer work. I was looking for a great place to volunteer, and did some research and found you online. My day job, I'm an ombudsman with AARP, so I'm dealing with people on the other side of the age demographic. A few of my colleagues may be watching this, Carrie and Lauren and Monica and my loving husband, Eric. And it's great to be part of this wonderfully looking crew today.
Thank you so much, Bruce. And thanks to all your supporters who are watching. Maybe they'll follow in in your footsteps very soon. Craig Hollyman.
We got to the C's kind of fast. Jeez. Hi, everybody. Craig Hollyman. I own an executive protection company in Los Angeles, so I deal with a lot of celebrities and stars and all that fun stuff. With COVID, I did a reorg of my company, so it freed up a lot of time for me to do philanthropic work. And so I heard about CASA from Fox 11, and they accepted me, so here I am.
Thanks, Craig. We know where we'll be going for all the celeb hookups for sure. We're so glad to have you on board. Dana Harris.
All right, here I go. I heard about CASA. I am a transplant from Maryland. I moved out to Maryland, from Maryland to California last summer, but knew a lot of friends who are social workers and friends who aren't social workers who were CASAs and just didn't have the time to devote to it back then. I was raising a daughter who was watching. She's a police officer in DC. Hey, Mari. And now that I'm here and am in a new chapter of life as a newlywed, I have a lot of time that I can devote, and I'm excited to get started. Shout out to my lovely husband who's in the other room. Hey, Arthur. But a lot of support in this process, and I can't wait to get started.
Yes, thank you so much. Shout out to that family love. So congratulations, Dana. It's really exciting to have you.
Thank you.
Diana Matsushima.
Hi, yes, it's great to be here among all these great colleagues. I'm an empty nester and retired from the county health department about 10 years ago. So I heard about it on a PBS commercial and then read the LA Times article, and there was another article that were really inspiring, and friends, social workers, and others are saying, you know, it's a great thing to do, and are very supportive of my coming volunteer work. So.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much. Kwan Lee.
Hi, everyone. For my day job, I'm a grad student doing research in cancer biology. I first heard about CASA through a program called a Foster Care Project. I reached out to staff there and I heard so many good things about it. And when I went to the CASA information session, I was so moved by what the CASA shared, so I decided to become one myself.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm glad you took that extra step. Sounds like a busy day job. So I'm glad that you're here with us. Holden Wee.
Yeah, hi. So I heard about CASA when my mentor, like 15 years, his name's Jeffrey Kim, brought it up to me before COVID hit. He was always effective with kids, looking out for the best interests and maintaining a very, very close relationship with them. For example, me 15 years ago until now. And you know, he knew I liked working with children and building healthy relationships with them. So when COVID hit and I started working remotely, a lot of my time working kind of freed up, and so I figured, well, now it's the right time. So that's why I'm in CASA.
That's great. We're so happy to have you. Thank you, Holden. And I'm very excited about this next person because I know her very well. Jessica Gonzalez.
Hi. So for my day job, I'm a CASA advocate supervisor. So I'm really excited about this graduation. I heard about CASA through collaboration from previous work in community mental health. So I have a lot of community mental health experience. So I look forward to supporting these youth and families from a different perspective.
Congrats, Jessica. Exciting. Jody Gunn.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm not sure where I heard about CASA. I've just heard about it off and on over the years. I've been involved one way or another with the foster program ever since I was a kid. I had a foster sister growing up. I've had several foster children in the home, and I'm an adoptive mother of a foster child as well. So my job keeps me busy. I'm a program manager at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, but I became an empty nester just like a week before the pandemic hit big time. And I think I'll have a little bit more free time, and I'm just very much looking forward to this.
Thank you so much. Julia Howe.
Hi, everyone. I think I heard about CASA just by Googling volunteering opportunities, and I love that CASA is a program that provides such individualized long-term support to people who really need it, and I wanted to be involved. Also, another reason I wanted to be involved is because I am interested in shifting into a social work career and wanted some exposure to the field. So I'm hoping to just learn more from this experience and see if it's something I want to do as my career. And I also want to say thank you to my family and my boyfriend for supporting me and watching me today.
Awesome. Thank you, Julia, and thank you, Julia's supporters as well. Kaylee Pangelina.
Hi, I heard about CASA just like Julia with a great Google search. What got me interested into the organization was because my grandma, she was in the system when she was younger, and also joining the organization, I found out later that a lot of my colleagues are a part of the organization too, which is great. And I'd like to give a great shout out to my family in San Jose, my friends in LA, and my wonderful boyfriend.
Thank you, Kaylee and friends. This is amazing. I'm so glad that you're here. Kara Morano.
Hi, I heard about CASA through a friend who's a CASA with another organization. In my day-to-day life, I'm a mom of 5 kids, and I was a foster parent and now an adoptive parent, and so that's how I kind of got interested in just working with kids in the dependency system, and I wanted a way to stay connected and volunteer without fostering or adopting again myself right now. So CASA seems like the perfect opportunity to still be making an impact. So I would like to just thank my family, my parents and my husband and my sister. They've been helping with the kids during training and just really supportive of me as I've kind of dove into this opportunity. So I'm really excited to get started.
Definitely. Thanks, Kara and Kara's family. Kelly Whitener.
Hi, I first heard about CASA also on Instagram from LA Times, like I think Angie said earlier. In my day job, I do Medicaid policy work. So I've always been interested in child welfare, but don't really know a lot about it. And I'm excited to get to know a youth or a child and see how I can help them, just do the best that they can. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. I feel like we need to do more LA Times articles. This is a great way of getting people to know about us. That's awesome. Kelsey Legend.
Hi, I first heard about CASA through a neighborhood Facebook post. Actually, a total stranger had posted about what an amazing, rewarding experience being a CASA was. And this was like 5 years ago. It really stuck with me. And then around the time of the pandemic, my husband and I were just really shaken. We have 2 young kids ourselves, and just we felt the weight of, like so many people, we had the ability to provide for our family and keep our family safe, but we knew people that couldn't, and we just realized it would be a really important time to give back. And so it reminded me of CASA, the article I had read, or the post I had read years prior, and we looked into it, and I'm just really grateful and happy to be here, and grateful to Taina and all my classmates for this experience so far.
Thank you, Kelsey. We're glad that you're here too. Mary Neal.
Hi, I too read the LA Times article, although sort of the old school way. I read it on paper. And I've been looking for some way to give back. I am a lawyer and an empty nester and have a little bit more time than I used to have, and had been sort of searching for a way in which I could give back where I could also have a real, a relationship with those to whom I was giving, rather than, sort of donating money and doing something where you don't see the people who are benefiting from what you're doing. So I'm really excited to be doing this, and enjoyed meeting those of you in my class, and look forward to meeting the rest of you.
Thank you. Yeah, these are great classes. Great colleagues. Miranda Rubin.
Hi, I
first heard about CASA a couple years ago, listening to NPR. There was an ad that ran several times, and I felt like it was speaking directly to me because I had been interested in finding a volunteer opportunity with foster youth. And so when I learned about CASA, it felt like it was the perfect match. At the time, I was a brand new mom of twins. And so I had to wait a few years for them to grow up a little bit. Now they're 3 years old and they're starting preschool. And I felt like it was the right time for me to start volunteering for CASA.
Thank you so much, Miranda. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mireya McCoy.
Hi. I too am almost a full empty nester. I still have one teenager at home. And about last year, I really started looking into what I wanted to do outside with all this extra time that I had, and doing just a Google search on volunteer work. I came across CASA and really, did some research, really loved what I was reading and hearing about. And I've always really connected with the youth and just in different ways in my life. And so that's where I'm at now. And, a shout out to my husband who actually was my inspiration. He may not know this, but he was, because he's been such a great help to the community in other ways that he's inspired me to follow my dreams and, become something, be able to help where I can help. And I think the youth is the best place for me.
That's awesome. Shout out to your husband for inspiring dreams. That's so exciting. Nancy Chen.
Hi. So basically, during the pandemic, I heard someone talking about the dependency system and just some statistics related to youth aging out the system. And it just made me really want to do something to help. So I looked online and just randomly came across CASA, and here I am. Want to shout out to my husband for always supporting me.
Thank you, Nancy and Nancy's husband. I'm so glad the randomness of it all, you landed here. We're so happy to have you. Rose Nguyen.
Hi. So I heard about CASA by doing an online search. Last year, I graduated from college, and I had a lot of free time on my hands. So I knew that I wanted to give back. And I was actually inspired by two of my best friends who went through the system. We grew up together from elementary school. And it was just really interesting to see how it affected their lives. I wasn't really aware of, what the effects were until we all graduated, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of helping children. So I found CASA, and I was super excited about how involved you can be in really changing a child's life. So I'm really happy to be here. I work in intellectual property law. I'm preparing to go to law school next year. And I want to say thank you to my mom and my grandma for being here today, and also to my friends, Jamil, Chanel, and Jonathan. So thank you.
Thank you, Rose, and thanks to all your friends and family out there. And what a beautiful way to honor your friends' experiences, to do this volunteer opportunity. We're so happy to have you. Shannon Miner.
Hi. I learned about CASA back when I was in college from a friend. And after I graduated, I worked leading an after-school program in Los Angeles, and just saw the value of just individual care and just putting individualized value for kids, and just the impact that had. And I remembered CASA and just the way to do that on a greater scale. So I'm really excited for this opportunity. And I'm also looking into the social work career. So I'm excited to just gain this experience and learn so much from all of the folks around me. And I wanted to shout out to my husband, who's in the next room, and my mom, who keeps texting me. Hi, Mom.
Thank you so much, Shannon. And hi, mom and husband. Congratulations to you too. Sandra Magnus.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sandra. You guys are all so beautiful. Congratulations to everyone. I'm so excited to finally get here. And I am also part of the crew that apparently read this amazing LA Times article in October during the pandemic. And I have also just been looking for, I volunteered a lot in the past, but some of those opportunities haven't been as hands-on as the opportunity with CASA gives us. And so it just felt like a perfect match for me. And I'm super excited to get started. So thanks.
Thank you, Sandra. We're excited too.
Thank you.
Stephen Siegel.
Hi, everyone. I'm one of the few who did not read that LA Times article, although I read the paper every day. I don't know how I missed it. I've known a number of CASAs over the years, and I always thought that would be a great way to make a difference in the world, but someday. And I kept putting it off, and I finally retired. And through that process, I decided now's my time. So I really enjoyed the experience of getting more involved, and I look forward to getting engaged with my child or adult, semi-adult. And also want to say hi to my wife, who's in the other room listening, and thanks for her support. I have a very busy retirement, and I appreciate her putting up with that.
Thank you so much, Stephen, and to your wife for, sounds like, putting up with you. Happy to have you. Sue Kavanaugh.
Hello, everyone. I heard about CASA through my next door neighbor, John Sabrin, many years ago. He was a fundraiser, and he always talked highly about the program. I, like many of you, I'm a new empty nester. My kids are ages 19 to 27. So I was kind of saving this opportunity for one of the first things I wanted to do with my empty nest. And I used to teach in Pasadena Unified, so I bring that to my work. And shout out to my husband, Mike, who's so supportive, and my mom, June, who's here right next to me, brought me flowers right before it started. So thank you so much.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Sue, and to your husband and your mom too as well. That's great to have that support there. Ted Rorlick.
Hi, everyone. I'm a retired journalist and labor union official, and grandfather, long distance grandfather. I was looking for some way to remain useful, and I have 3 friends who either are CASAs or were CASAs, and they were encouraging me to look into this opportunity. And as a former journalist, I feel obliged to give a shout out to the author of the LA Times article. Very predictable for local journalists. Nobody recognizes the name. Her name is Nita Lelyveld, and she does a great job.
She clearly did a great job. So many of you read it and were inspired. And I'm so glad that you're part of that, Ted. So thank you so much. Congratulations. Timothy Bussell.
Hello, I heard about CASA when I was a county social worker. I wasn't able to be a CASA then, so when I left the county last year, it was a perfect opportunity to do something I'd always wanted to do. Currently, I work at Cal State LA in a state social work education program, so I encourage Shannon and Julia to check out Cal State LA if that's where you want your career to go.
Thank you so much, Tim. It sounds like you'll be a good resource to everyone. So glad to have you. And I'm so sorry, I skipped over Susanna Hancock. So I'm sorry for that, but we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, so I heard about CASA through Good Day LA, just like Greg. During the pandemic, I was just really trying to kind of figure out a way I could help and volunteer, and doing research. I was watching a lot of Netflix on the movies on the system, and obviously that really touched me. And then also have my brother and sister-in-law are also in the process of fostering to adopt, so kind of get introduced to the whole process through them. So when that commercial came on, it just really hit me, and I instantly signed up that day. So That was a really good interview that I saw. My day-to-day is I'm the senior revenue manager at FabFit Funds. So I do accounting. And yeah, so I'm really excited to be here, and I enjoyed my Thursday class. So great working with everyone.
Thank you, Suzanne. Trisha Valverde.
Hi, everyone. I as well saw the Instagram post by the LA Times and read the article and was really moved. At the beginning of the pandemic, my 50 to 60 hour work week came to a very big halt. And I had a lot of free time, and I'd already been looking for something to volunteer in and give back in. And when I came across the article, it just struck me because it was so much more personal than everything else that I'd been researching to potentially do. I as well have been enjoying my Thursday class. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah, so thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Trisha. Glad to have you. And last but certainly not least, we have Tristan Bullateau.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tristan. I first heard about CASA through my college, actually. I'm a senior at USC right now. I study legal studies as well as adolescent development. And when I first heard about CASA, I wasn't even old enough to volunteer. So I couldn't wait to turn 21 and actually be able to go through the training and be a part of CASA. I've always been really passionate about volunteering and advocacy, especially for our young people. So I'm really grateful to be here. And thank you to my friends and my parents who are watching this live stream. I'm really thankful for all of y'all.
Thank you so much, Tristan. And congratulations to everyone. And this is a big endeavor that you're about to take. And I really appreciate and honor Judge Arakaki's words about sticking through it, even when it seems the most difficult. So hearing all of your stories about how you came to CASA and all of the passion that you have, I'm thinking that that's not going to be a problem for this group. So congratulations again, and I'm happy to pass it over to Taina, and I'll get to see you in a little bit as we introduce your supervisors.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Thanks for connecting with every single one of the graduating CASAs, official CASAs. So as Megan mentioned, you'll see her again later in this graduation. But before we move on to meet other CASA leaders, we'd like to reintroduce you to our current CEO, the amazing Charity Chandler Cole. She's here to speak to you all, and I've had the pleasure of having her in a big part of the sessions on Thursday and just imparting a lot of knowledge, adding a lot of really important perspectives, and really connecting with the policy, the CASA policy, the transformations that are going to happen in the training, the transformations that are going to happen with the organization as a whole. So very excited to bring in Charity Chandler Cole. Charity, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations, CASAs. I'm so excited for you all, and I'm especially excited for the Thursday group because I've been able to interact with you all and know you all will be just such amazing, phenomenal forces in our children's lives. So thank you so much. At CASA LA, our CASA volunteers are literally the backbone of our organization, and we cannot do the work we do without you. The work our CASAs do goes beyond advocating on their behalf in court and in schools and other settings. You have the ability to provide experiences that affirm their worth and value in this world. You have the ability to empower them to be the best versions of themselves, despite what the world, statistics, and others have told them and shown them they're capable of. Your role as a consistent advocate and even friend in their life is so important. And I am so grateful that you have decided to embark on this new and very rewarding chapter of your life. I want to encourage you all through this experience to always seek out new knowledge and information and to understand the cultural context and histories of the youth you interact with. I ask that you be intentional about knowing and learning about their backgrounds, their communities, the communities they come from, the historical, racial, and societal barriers, burdens, and circumstances that they and their families may have endured that has brought them to this moment in time, so that you can make healthy and sound decisions and recommendations and build relationships that are not rooted in bias or made based off of personal judgments and assumptions, well-intentioned or not, but that are birthed out of equity, deep love, and care, with the goal of making them whole. So thank you so much again for stepping up to the plate to advocate and show up for our youth and children. Congratulations for completing your training, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Charity. Okay, so yeah, remember all these words. Go back and watch, watch yourself on video and share with your family and friends this video and this graduation, just to commemorate this big step you all are about to take. I'd like to pass on the mic to Emily, who will be introducing the rest of the CASA leaders who'd like to speak with you.
Yeah, thanks, Taina. Okay, so we just have a few more people who'd like to congratulate you. So first up, we have Angela Doltrey, and she is our recruitment and outreach manager. Angela, you there?
Hi, everybody. I'm here. I promise I am. I broke my lamp, so you can't see me, but I'm here. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you all. Welcome to the family. It's so wonderful to have you. Look at the smiles. They're so beautiful. Well, I ask you, could you please tell someone, anyone about CASA, especially those that you know that will be a great fit, since you just went through the training? I think it would be wonderful. We need to fill your seats. We need to get as many CASAs in here to help our children. Our children need you, people like you. And as the judge said, they are our children. And here in Antelope Valley, we need them here too. And we look forward to just being a new family with you. And if there's anything you need, or if you have any recruitment questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Welcome and congratulations.
Thanks, Angela. And Angela, you'll pop your details in the chat for everyone, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, and next up we have our Chief Development and Partnerships Officer, it's Selena Santiago.
Hi, everyone. To echo the words already that have been shared, congratulations. Welcome to the family, as Angela mentioned. So I'm Selena Santiago. So many of you mentioned the LA Times article or what you saw on Instagram. And so I get to work with the amazing team to help make sure that we have the resources that we need, the marketing, the visibility, so that we can recruit more CASA, so that we have the funding so we can support all of you. So we are a nonprofit. We rely on philanthropic support. We do that through a number of amazing activities. You'll see events, invitations from us coming throughout the year. My ask is that you join us, that you spread the word, that if you know of individuals or foundations or people that want to help support the work that you're doing with youth in foster care, that want to support the youth, that you introduce them or contact them and tell them about CASA. Help us share the story, help us get the word out, help us, connect with us on social media, put us on your LinkedIn, follow us, continue to follow us on Instagram, share those invitations because we need you. We need your help to get people to support CASA and this amazing work that we're doing. Coming up, just to give you a little bit of preview, we have 3 kind of big signature events that you'll see. One is Justice Jog. It's a really fun event. Actually you jog, you run, you can walk, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I'm not a big runner, but it's a really fun fundraising, peer-to-peer fundraising. You'll see that. Then we have Wine and Art, which is just a great evening where you can come and join wine, bid on artwork, and all of the proceeds come back to CASA to support this work. And then in the spring, we have our gala. So you'll see those invitations, but also don't wait for those invitations. If you want to get involved, if you want to do something or help with some of these fundraising activities, contact me. We really want to get you connected and get you involved with the work that we do on this side in terms of the nonprofit and the development work that we're doing and the marketing efforts. So you'll see more from us. I'll put my contact information in the chat, and thank you again and congratulations.
Thanks, Selena. Yeah, and now I'm just going to pass it back to Megan, and she's just going to introduce the advocate supervisors who are with us today.
Yes, back so soon. I wasn't anticipating it, but I'm glad to be back very soon. So I'm really excited to introduce you to the team of advocate supervisors you'll be working with. They are truly incredible people. They help me do my job every day. And they all have very extensive experience in the field and will be that person to help guide you through the ups and downs, give you feedback, help you with your court reports, and really be that person to help support you along the way. So you are a giant class, so we have a big team of supervisors on the line. So I'm just going to shout them out. And then as you have all become very familiar with the magic of Zoom, after we finish up here today, you'll meet with them in your individual breakout sessions, and you'll have a chance to get to know them. They will explain what's next in terms of getting matched and starting to work with a child, and answer all of those burning questions you have about that process. So I know you all know, or a lot of you know, the advocate supervisor in disguise in your class. So Jessica is on the line, and we're really thrilled to have her as part of our team. We also have John Tay on the line, and Joseph, and Lori, Leslie, Melissa, Monica, Sharonda, Stephanie, and Tamara. So a big team ready to support you. And I also want to let you know that, we are here. And if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. If you want to share with us your experience in training or as you go, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And I'll put my information in the chat so you can all reach out. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you on your next steps of your CASA journey.
Thanks, Megan. And just before you go into your breakout groups, I want to also congratulate you all. I'm really looking forward to eventually thanking you and congratulating you in person. I do want to really encourage you to keep in contact with each other. You have each other's emails. Connect and stay connected throughout your advocacy. Keep a lookout for those emails in your CASA email, obviously, on our in-service trainings, CASA connection groups. We've got book clubs. So keep a lookout for that, as well as information that Selena mentioned about the Justice Jog and other events that we have coming up. And that's all from me. I'll just pass over to Taina just for a final little congrats.
Thank you, Emily. It's been a pleasure working with Emily and co-facilitating in her class. I just wanted to give a shout out to Kayla for being a co-facilitator in the Thursday class. She's been such a huge support and is such a professional, and it's been amazing working with her. I also want to thank all of you for all your time and dedication. I know during the time, it feels different listening to why you're motivated to be CASAs out loud in comparison to your applications, to hear what brought you here. So maybe you could write it down. Maybe you could have it somewhere where you can consistently look at it, so you stay motivated and you stay ready, because this journey and this path, it could be stressful sometimes. You're not always going to get replies, just like Judge Arakaki was mentioning, and just like Charity was mentioning, and Megan and everyone talking about the role. So stay motivated, stay connected. And I just want to thank you so much for doing this work. And I look forward to hopefully one day meeting you all in person, and just to hear about the amazing things that you're doing together and as advocates for your young people. So on that note, I'd like to just say thank you to everyone who's watching on YouTube and celebrating with everyone. So feel free to wave and say thank you for joining in. We're gonna close down the stream, and Jeremy's gonna come in, and we're going to be able to set up the breakout rooms. Thank you, everybody on YouTube.
Congratulations, everyone. And we had about, I think we got upwards of 22 people on YouTube at any one time. So you had lots of family and friends watching. I am about to